Welcome back. Now we got one that's been graphed. So it looks like the center there is at 3, but the coordinate of that point is at 0. I didn't move left and right, and the number 3. So we can write this x minus 0 squared, y minus 3 squared, and we're looking good there. Now let's make sure we know what the radius is. So if we count, each box is actually worth a half. So if I hop 2 boxes, that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that makes sense. So it looks like the radius is 3, so the radius squared would be 3 squared, also known as 9. So that's the number we have to put there, 9. I would also be okay with this, correct? And you can leave your answer 3 squared. Really like it when people leave their answers this way. It helps us think about why is the coordinate 0? Or I like it when they leave it like this because it helps us think why is the radius? Yep, the radius is 3 and this looks like Pythagorean theorem. Okay, now these get a little trickier. I'm gonna work my way up. How about that? I'm the boss. The number in front of the x is 14, so I'm going to write x plus 7 squared. The number in front of the y is negative 8, so I'll write y minus 4 squared. Now, it doesn't really matter if I complete this square because it doesn't really care about the radius. But I do, when I translated before, I had to borrow this radius if I don't dilate it. So whatever the old radius was, I gotta leave it the same. Here, my old center changes to my new center. So I do kind of need the radius. Okay, so 7 times 7 is 49. Let's add 49 to both sides. And negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. And the 29 goes over there to help me figure out the radius. Okay, so let's combine all those pieces together. $36. Okay, so this is my old equation, and we need a new equation. So let's do that. My center coordinate would be negative 7, positive 4, and if I translate 3 to the right, 4 down, my new center would be at negative 4, 0. So my equation would be, my new center is at negative 4, so that's not what I want. My new center is there. I have x plus 4 squared and y minus 0 squared, or I could have just said 0 squared. And my radius didn't change, so there's my answer. Let's try another one. The number in front of the x is 14, so I'll write x plus 7 squared. The number in front of the y is 12, so I'll write y plus 6 squared. I'm not doing anything with this 76, so I'm going to subtract 76 on both sides. So now this 76 is now over here on the left. I also have to complete the square. So 7 times 7 would be, I need to add 49 to both sides. Here I have 6 times 6 is 36, so I need to add 36 to both sides. Okay, so let's figure out what all of this tells us about what our radius squared is. 9. Oh, that's exciting. So our radius squared is 9, which means our radius is 9. So our old equation looks like this. And so our old center is at negative 7, 6, negative 6, right? Our old center. But now they've liked us to shift it. So we're translating it 2 to the right and 4 down. So our new center would be -5, -10, and I can write that equation. X plus 5, y plus 10, and my radius is still 3, so my radius squared is still 9. Cool. Now I'd like to do these area problems. These are kind of cool looking. Okay, so RDCA. They told us the area was 2 pi. So this one's a little tricky. Isn't our area radius times pi? So what number times what number equals pi? That's a little tricky. So I'm going to have to set the area I know is 2 pi. Okay, so I don't see a pattern, so I actually have to use algebra. If I divide by pi on both sides, I get radius times radius is pi. So that actually means the radius squared, radius times radius is 2. And normally that would bother people because that means that our radius must be the square root of 2. But that's actually not a problem at all. Remember, we're trying to make an equation where this tells us our center and this part is the radius squared. So we actually already know because of what we got that the number there on the right is going to be 2. Okay, now we just need our center,